I've been trying to get back on testosterone, and as some of you guys know, that has been a shit show because Florida is a shit show. I had an appointment last August, and I basically have extended that prescription to last me the last over a year by just very periodically doing a shot. I don't even know that it was once a month. It was like when I occasionally remembered. And that was for a lot of reasons. Primarily, we had a baby, and so personal priorities just kind of went out the window, but also like financial of paying for doctor's appointments and then dealing with the healthcare system as a trans person is just awful. But anyway, I thought I had it figured out with my past provider back in Orlando, but the problem was I was going to have to drive all the way back to Orlando to do an in-person visit just to sign a piece of paper that I have already signed, which was fine. I was going to figure it out. They take my insurance, so overall it's cheaper, and I love them as providers, but I was supposed to be able to do that in-person visit in December, which was going to work out because my wife is not working for the month of December, so I was going to be able to make the drive because she was going to be able to stay home with our son. And then their one doctor that comes like once a month to do these in-person visits was out on holiday, and they didn't know when she would actually be in to do in-person visits, so that was looking like it was going to be January. So that no longer was going to work because January my wife will be back at work, and then our son will not have childcare, so that went out the window. And there are absolutely zero providers up in the Tallahassee area that will see trans people for gender affirming care. Like, they just won't do it. I even found one that was like listed in an LGBT article, and I called them and they were like, yeah, no, we don't do that anymore. We don't see trans people. Great. And most of the online providers are also no longer seeing patients in Florida, at least not like new patients to get reestablished because of all the nonsense and restrictions in Florida. But I had used Folks once back when Florida made it to where our providers couldn't provide at all. But I didn't really want to go back to them because honestly it's much more expensive and they don't take my insurance. But I quite literally ran out of options. But I just had my appointment with them like 15 minutes ago, and it was super easy since I had seen their in-person doctor back in like 2024. They were able to still use that appointment, and so this was just considered like a follow-up, and they were able to just send my prescription over. The appointment was like 10 minutes long. I don't have to do labs again until April, and I only have to do one telehealth visit a year in order to keep my prescription going, so that part is nice. Especially considering that I had to pay like $160 for the appointment out of pocket, plus the $40 a month for their like membership, and then it was like another $140 even with my insurance to do lab work. But anyways, if you're in Florida and you are in this predicament that I am in, Folks is still providing for patients in Florida. You're just gonna probably pay an arm and a leg for it.